everybody. It is Chantea Goetz here from Functionised Innovative Therapeutics, coming to you today to talk about HIIT training. And I am going to let the Chief of Human Performance here at Functionised, Jim Goetz, lead the talk. So Jim has extensive background in strength and conditioning, formerly working with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Toronto Blue Jays, in addition to a lot of other professional athletes within various sports. He's also certified in chiropractic and physiotherapies, and the creator of our Fit Lab, the most effective, efficient, and proven form of training. So without further ado, let Jim talk to you about what true HIIT training is.
Thank you so much, Chantea.
You're welcome.
I greatly appreciate from my heart the nice warm of an introduction. Here at Functionized, we employ a lot of HIIT training in order to maximize human performance. Oftentimes I drive around and I see these studios, these gyms are all advertising HIIT, high intensity interval training, HIIT. They're nothing more than glorified aerobic programs which have nothing to do with HIIT. But the term HIIT sounds great and wonderful, so they can cash in and make money off of it. That's not what HIIT is. So let me tell you a little bit about what it actually is and how it actually is going to benefit you, a human being. So what exactly is HIIT? As I said, HIIT stands for high intensity interval training. The technique utilized by HIIT includes maximum effort, and I do mean maximum effort. If you're using a little 5-pound dumbbell for 10, 15, 20 repetitions, maybe a little mini burn if you're brand new at it, but that's not maximal effort whatsoever. You use quick bursts of exercise. You're not going minutes and minutes at a time. It is quick and it's fast and it is maximal and it is over. Followed by a recovery. Your body has to recover. If your body doesn't recover, the glycogen stores are not able to replenish to whatever extent it's still able to replenish to at that time in order for you to give that maximal effort again. The idea with HIIT is to deplete the body of its glycogen stores so you're no longer able to do anywhere close to maximal effort. And it's going to take, in some individuals, a week, sometimes even a week and a half. In some advanced individuals, 4 or 5 days to have those glycogen stores actually replenished in the first place. Now, interval training was actually developed initially to improve running performance, where runners focused on altering between fast and slow. That's intervals. This kind of led to a different style of training for an athlete to vary speeds based on how they felt, so an athlete can alternate between fast, medium, or slow pace. Over the years, interval training started gaining popularity among many sports, such as soccer, football, basketball, hockey, even tennis, swimming, and it improves cardiovascular endurance. Now, HIIT techniques have evolved over the years to include weight training, body weight exercises, push-ups, pull-ups, incorporates burpees at times, circuit training routines, and incorporates resistance training exercises where you can get the actual most benefit out of it here, using barbells, dumbbells, ARX, and as Chantea before mentioned, CARO, cardiovascular optimization logistics. How HIIT exactly works, without getting too much into the physiology of things, which is fascinating, call me and we will nerd out, and then some. I love talking about this stuff. Is that high intensity interval training is very important because sustaining that maximal intensity effort for an extended period of time is actually physiologically impossible. Your body gets tired. Maximal effort. Again, maximal effort. You're unable to give that maximal effort over a marathon. A maximal effort is pretty much maximized in that 100-meter sprint. That's it. You're not able to continue with that 100-meter sprint pace for 26.2 miles, are you? Now, the reason for this is actually oxygen. So let me explain for a second. First, knowing the difference between aerobic and anaerobic is important because these are the different methods utilized by the body in the presence of oxygen, either with oxygen, aerobic, anaerobic, without the presence of oxygen. Now, aerobic metabolism is where our body creates energy by breaking down components of carbs, amino acids, and fats in the presence of oxygen. Aerobic metabolism is used for sustained production of energy for exercise and other bodily functions such as walking, running, cycling with continued effort. Anaerobic metabolism is the way your body creates energy by breaking down the components of carbohydrates, amino acids, and fats in the absence of oxygen. Energy from anaerobic metabolism is used during these short bursts of activity, such as when you go for a sprint, or when you're running or cycling, and when you're lifting heavy weights. The body is going to switch between aerobic and anaerobic metabolism during activities that require short bursts of sprints, as well as sustained running, such as soccer, tennis to an extent, and even basketball. The aerobic and anaerobic metabolism. We're talking here about anaerobic. It's not as efficient as aerobic metabolism, as you're eventually going to need oxygen. Anaerobic metabolism can only use glucose and glycogen, where aerobic metabolism can also break down fats and proteins in the process. Intense bouts of exercise with heart rate over 85% of your maximum heart rate is going to result in using the anaerobic metabolism to fuel your muscles. This is where your heart's going to have to hit hard fast, and then will have to back down because you cannot any longer sustain this intense effort. Ongoing strenuous exercise, lactic acid occurs. It's a byproduct of your anaerobic metabolism, which is going to build up in your muscles and eventually prevents you from sustaining peak performance and leading to muscle fatigue. During moderate intensity exercise, the body is capable of diffusing lactic acid for fuel. Energy production during the aerobic metabolic process is actually less efficient. Your body uses aerobic metabolism for energy throughout the entire day to fuel your regular activity, but by the cells, muscles, and all of your organs. The only byproducts of the process of aerobic metabolism of carbohydrates and carbon dioxide and water is then disposed through breathing, sweating, and urinating. You'll see a formula on our website all the time. It's actually the carbon dioxide formula of fat loss. Check that out. Let me tell you, your VO2 max, the body's ability to utilize oxygen. It can be measured to see how fit you are. Results typically depend on how many red blood cells you have, but also how your body adapts to endurance activities. How much blood can your heart pump? That's why in Carol we can find out the difference in your VO2 max between 1 and 2%, which is a wonderful method to understand and quantify the improvements in your physical fitness. As exercise intensity rises, oxygen uptake also increases. So the harder you work, the more oxygen you need to sustain your pace. The point where your body can no longer meet your oxygen requirements is VO2 max. Your body continue to perform, however, lactic acid is going to begin to build up in your muscles, which will prevent you from reaching your peak performance. Several factors that also influence your VO2 max are your genetics, your age, gender, your body composition, your fitness habits, and the type of physical activity that you're actually doing. A lot of these things can change other than your age, but you can create a different fitness age. The number one reason for not working out, a lot of people tell me, is time. Don't have enough time to work out. Hence the Fit Lab. No more excuses. But in order to do this, we utilize HIIT, high intensity interval training, because it is super efficient that can really fit into any schedule. Legitimately, I mean ARX, 15 minutes and you're done. And 15 minutes is only if you like to talk. Usually it's around 8 minutes. Carol, 8 minutes and 40 seconds, you're done. You want to go really long? We'll do 10 minutes. Seriously. Research tells us that a 15-minute HIIT session done between 1 and 3 times a week gets more results, better results, more efficient results than jogging on your treadmill for an hour. That's why I keep going to Carol. 2 20-second sprints, hard as you can, maximal effort, shows that you are getting the same results as a 45-minute long slow jog. Do it 2 to 3 times a week, and the research by Volek and others prove and validate this, hence those programs are based on that research. That means that your training time can be cut significantly. In a study that was done by the American College of Sports Medicine, they compared 2 weeks of high-intensity interval training to 8 weeks of endurance training. And what were the results? They showed equally improved aerobic activity. 2 weeks, 8 weeks. Big difference when it comes down to time and efficiency. You don't need those long hours. You need effectiveness, efficiency. That's what works. If you want to receive the results of this study, just send me an email, support@functionised.com. I'm more than happy to send them to you, plus all the results of the studies that we utilize for the ARX. Over there in the corner, Carol right next to me, are all on our website, functionised.com/carol.html or functionised.com/arx.html. Put a lot of research studies up on there for you. Studies show also improved insulin sensitivity ranging from 23% to 58% from HIIT workouts. This is absolutely crucial for fat burning because increased sensitivity is going to improve your fat loss power. Another benefit of HIIT is the post-exercise energy expenditure, also known as the exercise post-oxygen consumption, and following HIIT workout, a higher and longer post-workout calorie burn is achieved through elevated oxygen consumption. So you're going to burn calories during the exercise, but the intense exertion helps you even more after. And during that 24-hour period following the HIIT workout, you continue to burn. Not too shabby, is it? It's going to greatly make your sessions far more efficient. Individuals think, for those with heart troubles, that HIIT may be bad for them because you do have to do that absolute maximal effort. But once again, HIIT can actually be far more effective and efficient and safer for those that have heart conditions. Heart health is obviously very important. As a professor back in Cairo School once said, 100% of people die of heart failure. If your heart stops, you die. That happens. However, heart disease is currently the leading cause of death in the United States right now. And there are numerous factors involved in maintaining a healthy heart, and physical activity is one of those factors. So let me ask, when is the last time you worked so hard you couldn't breathe and felt like your heart was going to burst? Now this indicates you've pushed yourself to the anaerobic zone, and some people just don't push themselves to here. When it comes to HIIT, extreme training procedure, it produces extreme results. Another study, this one published in the Journal of Physiology, found that subjects could bicycle twice as long while maintaining the same pace following 8 weeks of high-intensity interval training as those who were just following their regular, boring, long, slow cardio routine. No equipment, no expenses, no problem. As long as super maximal effort is being achieved, you can get super optimal results. Oftentimes, these workouts can be done doing body weight. Any way that you can find a absolute maximal effort is key and is crucial. And to also continue to build upon this, because your maximal effort this week is going to be different than your maximal effort next week, because you're going to have that physiological adaptation that goes on, and now next week you're going to need to increase the resistance, you're going to need to increase what you're doing in order to challenge your body once again. The goal is to increase the heart rate for muscle building and for fat loss. So exercises such as Carol and ARX are optimal in order to achieve this. Let me tell you about exercise post-oxygen consumption just for a tad. Now, following a workout, EPOC, exercise post-oxygen consumption, gives your metabolism a boost in the post-24-hour period. This translates to burning more fat even when you're at rest. Additionally, HIIT is going to stimulate production of growth hormone. It's another reason I really like this. HIIT increases your growth hormone by up to 450%. That's a whopping number following this HIIT workout. And benefits of growth hormone include increased muscle strength, better fracture healing, better bone density. It's going to enhance weight loss, increase the strength of your joints, and it's going to reduce your cardiovascular risk disease. It also slows the aging process. Oftentimes when looking to recover after some very difficult workouts, I will utilize a quick burst on Carol to increase growth hormone levels to help that recovery process. Every type of workout should begin with a dynamic warm-up, movement, not that long, slow, static stretch. So utilizing vibration plate training, for instance, is a phenomenal way to get the blood flowing, get some movements incorporated on there. It's going to prevent injury, it's going to flush the entire system. It's almost a way of a detox, if you would, and get your joints, I like to call it, kind of super lubed for your entire workout. The other thing about HIIT is that it doesn't take long. 10 minutes is really all it takes. You don't need anything else than this. Yes, for those of us who have been in the gym for long periods of time, a couple hours, growing up like that, that's one thing, and it's a mindset and mentality that's very tough to break. But let me ask you, have you ever seen a marathon runner who was just ripped and shredded to bits? I certainly have not seen an elite marathon runner like that. You see an Olympic sprinter, though, who follows a anaerobic form of training, more of a HIIT training, and they're always shredded. They're in phenomenal fitness. And this is the reason why. This is what our body adapts to greatly, being a human. For more information on HIIT training, for more information on the Fit Lab, contact me, Chief of Human Performance. I am Jim. I greatly appreciate you being here with us today. www.functionised.com. Check us out on all our social media at Functionised, FUNCTIONISED. Call us up 848-444-9032. And always go to bed a better version than you did when you woke up in the morning. That is living functionized.